hogs the bed. It's like we have a huge bed, a king-size bed, not huge, but a king-size bed, and we usually have the two dogs in there. But the dog that the old dog, he's 14, he's deaf, but he'll sit on the bed, he'll sleep on the bed, vertically or horizontally, so he'll take two spaces. And he's like so much room there, and I try to get him to move over, and he always likes to be sleep against my legs. So last night, Cindy's not there. I said, this is going to be great. I'm going to have, one side for me, one side for Rocky. No, he takes up both sides. It's like,
he loves you. He wants to be right next to you.
Well, the problem is he can't hear you.
That's another problem.
Hey, Rocky, move over. Rocky, move over. He can't hear you.
I know, and I start to tap him and stuff. And usually, Cindy wakes Cindy up usually around 6:15 to go to the bathroom. Can't do that now because, I'm here, she's out of town, so I have to get up a few minutes earlier to take him out before I go to work. So, other than that, now, more importantly, did you guys celebrate National Hot Dog Day? I shouldn't say guys, I know Heather did, but Riggs?
No.
I did.
No, I had a burger yesterday, so...
Well, you're not a big hot dog guy, and I'm not huge, but I was driving home from where I was yesterday. I said, you know what, it is National Hot Dog Day. So I went to a Coney Island, sat down. There was two other people in the whole place, including somebody who came in for carryout and said hello to me because he's your car guy. He said, Dave.
Oh, Dave Samuels.
Yes, Dave Samuels. He said to say hello. And I had 2 hot dogs with sauerkraut and mustard. It was very tasty. So celebrating the good way. But I did not celebrate National Hot Dog Day the way Heather did by getting her hair colored.
Oh my gosh. So I haven't had my hair done since before I went to spring training, which was February 14th is when I went to Florida.
Wow.
And I got my hair done then, and I hadn't had it done at all through quarantine. And then I started thinking, I really need to get my hair done. And also, what if we get pushed back to phase 3 and the salons close down again, and then I'm stuck for another month or so without getting my hair done? So I went yesterday, and it was awesome. It was just such a great experience. Just something I hadn't done in so long, just to pamper yourself. It felt great. And they're taking such great precautions at the salon. Almost too many, I felt like.
When you go get your hair or keratin or whatever the heck they do to people's hairs these days.
I did not get a keratin treatment, but yes, they can.
Does it?
I'm not quite sure what that is, but go on.
Explain it, Heather.
Well, what I'm thinking of is it will smooth, if you have frizzy hair or curly hair, the keratin treatment will kind of ease some of that frizz and curl and smooth your hair out.
And it lasts 6 months basically?
Yes.
So when you go, it's with my wife or my daughter with them go, it's all right, they go get their hair cut, color, whatever. It's a 4 or 5 hour experience. It's really? Is that how long it is for you when you got your hair colored yesterday?
It takes mine is about 2.5, maybe 3, but 2.5 roughly. She's pretty quick.
And let me tell you something. Some of these special treatments are really freaking expensive.
They are.
It's unbelievable.
Most people don't get keratin treatment, so when you said that, I was like, wow, no, those can be expensive. Yeah, for sure. I mean, haircut and color in general is not cheap. So let's hope you like it. Yeah, it's great.
Okay, so you look, I can't really tell whether your hair's that much different or not because we're watching it on Zoom for a phone, but
it's not that much different, you guys. All I did was highlights and a toner and a cut. Yes.
And you feel like a new person again?
I do. I feel so great and refreshing just to actually go and sit down and let somebody take care of me. It was great.
That's a beautiful thing. Our telephone number is 248-539-9797. It's also the ticket text as well. We did mention baseball bat, getting to that in a second, but I watched a little bit, not paying that close attention to it, but I just realized it was on last night. The NBA TV had some of these scrimmage games that the guys are, I think Miami against Sacramento was one of them, New Orleans against the Nets. And let me tell you something, it was really weird watching basketball played on these courts. I wouldn't say it looked like summer league rigs, but it's just the spacing. It was all wide open. There are obviously very few people in the stands because it's a makeshift gym floor anyway. It's like at a hotel. But after a while, it's like, you're watching basketball, and it's kind of cool. Duncan Robinson was like shooting the lights out for Miami Heat, and it's just nice to see some, even though it didn't count, the games that count begin next week. It's just nice to see a little bit, even though I have no really rooting interest, because we don't have a team anymore.
Well, yes. I mean, under my proposal, Stoney, we would have had the Pistons in Orlando getting ready for, I don't know, a play-in game or whatever the case is. But it's going to be the same way for baseball, too. It takes 2 seconds to get used to it, and then it's just going to be the norm.
Right.
And today we're going to watch 2 games, and then tomorrow the Tigers get going. And by, I want to say Monday, the home opener, no fans, just media, I kind of feel we're all going to be used to it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, not that we watched a lot of it. Seeing some of the Korean stuff, you do get used to it. You watch some of the soccer with no fans. If you watched any of that stuff, if you're a European soccer or even an MLS fan, there's no fan. And I think it's okay. The interesting thing about baseball being back is they haven't even have the rules set up yet, because there's this. We'll get into this later as well. Negotiations going on to do what I know you wanted earlier, expanding the playoffs.
It is the greatest idea in the history of sports. So it's a 10-team playoff right now. They're thinking about going 16, which, by the way, has to be decided upon by first pitch tonight of the first game.
I know, this is wild.
If you go 16 teams, that means every good team is probably going to get into the postseason. And then you're going to have a couple of sleepers, a couple of surprises. Over half the league gets in. I think it's a great idea. For a 60-game season, why not put in as many teams as possible and thrill as many fan bases as possible? I'm excited. I hope it passes, and it should have passed. But, of course, the players wanted to hold on to that right to file a grievance. But if it passes, it's more playoff money for the players and the owners, so it makes perfect sense. And it's great for the fans.
I think they'll get it done because of what you just said, because it's all about money. Now, how's it going to work? Is it going to be like some one-game playoffs? Is it going to be best of 3? Because they were concerned, I know the owners were, about getting the season done completely by the end of October, and obviously that wouldn't happen if they expanded the playoffs.
Right, but I think you could do best of 3. I don't think you could do a single game, although that's what the wild card is. So maybe you do some of those games, and then you obviously go to the best of 5 and then best of 7. It's not going to add that much more, but I think it just... Think about the season. Nobody's going to trade anybody, because nobody's going to be out of it at August 31st if 16 teams are making the postseason, and that's fine. Let's make it as wacky as possible.
No, we want teams. We want trades. We want people to go after the Tigers. That's the problem.
No.
And now you're gonna.
I want the Tigers to make the postseason. That's what I want.
It's wishful thinking, but it's impossible.
Stoney, 16 teams. You don't think the Tigers or another bad team in baseball could contend? 16 teams. You're looking at 6 division winners. That means 10 wild card teams. You're telling me the Tigers could be one of those 10 teams, or at least compete to be one of those 10 teams?
No.
So when the middle of September rolls around, they're going to be in the mix? I disagree.
No. They have no pitching. They have no starting pitching.
Until Casey Mize comes up.
That's true. So you might have.
No, but you are right. So Michael Fulmer is now in the starting rotation.
Yeah, he's gonna be.
And
he's gonna be like the opener. Like it's gonna be him and the Alexander are gonna be one. You got Nova.
It's going to be Norris of last year.
You really think Nova's gonna be any good?
No.
Okay.
I don't.
Boyd.
Matthew Boyd is okay.
Right. So
And then, of course, Spencer Turnbull
Yes.
could be an up-and-comer, could be a decent pitcher. Guys aren't going to go too far into games. I got to believe the relievers are going to take over in the 5th inning.
Let's
think
it's going to give fans and the organization false security and false hope, and not that they'd be able to get a lot of value for Crone, Scope, Romine, Maben, whoever. I think it could be more detrimental.
You are,
but I'm not going to be rooting for them to lose. But I just
you're ridiculous, though. It sounds like you are. It's like, come on, we're about to start the season. Give us a week and a half before we start looking at trade opportunities and understanding the Tigers' blow.
Look, if they go into Cincinnati and win 2 out of 3, I'll be on the bandwagon. But I want them to win, but I just don't see it happening. Our telephone number, 248-539-9797. Coming up on the program, this could be one of the biggest no-brainers at 7:35, the greatest number 11 in Detroit sports history. There's 3 legitimate candidates. Coming up with the 4th is going to be very difficult. Also, comedian and former sports talk show host Jay Moore will join us in the 7 o'clock hour. And Heather has news coming up next.
I sure do, Stoney, and I've got so much to get to, including the latest event to get canceled here in Michigan. Plus, I'm also going to tell you how you can get your hands on some pretty sweet movie memorabilia.
All right, that's 97.1 The Ticket, the Jamie and Stanley Show.
97.1 The Ticket. Traffic.
From the WWJ AM 950 Traffic Center, this report brought to you by Bill Brown Ford. Not much to slow down your drive this morning. It's incident-free along I-75, both directions from the Auburn Hills area down through Troy and Madison Heights and heading into downtown. Near posted speeds along I-94, both directions between 275 and 96 Jeffries, as well as M10 Lodge Freeway north and southbound between M39 and 94. I'm Michelle Pena with traffic.
Our homes today are like little cities full of different interneting boroughs, like the entertainment district or the virtual fitness center in the garage. And Xfinity Internet keeps it all running smoothly with the fastest speed to power all your devices at once. You get coverage around town, from the financial district home office to the spa. Plus, get added protection to help keep your Wi-Fi network safe, like an at-home police station.
Xfinity Internet keeps your little city humming with reliable speed, coverage, and added security. Now that's simple, easy, awesome. Get started with Xfinity Internet for $25 a month for 12 months with a 1-year agreement. You'll get advanced security free with the XFi Gateway. Plus, ask about XFi Complete for whole home Wi-Fi, unlimited data, and more. Go online, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Requires paperless billing and auto-pay. Ends 8/11/20. Restrictions apply. New performance charger. Internet 25 megabits per second. Customers only. Equipment, taxes, and fees extra and subject to change. After term, regular rates apply. Actual speeds vary and not guaranteed.
Hi, I'm Matt Garko with Bill Brown Ford. We've combined our old school award-winning service with new technology to give you the best of both worlds. Whether you're tech savvy or old school, we make buying a Ford easy. Visit us at BillBrownFord.com or just give us a simple phone call. Proud to be your Ford dealer.
Welcome back for another episode of ASMR with Alex. Today, we're exploring the delicious, refreshing sounds of Pepsi. Oh, spilled a little there, but don't worry, it's all under control. Now, where were we? Yes, the ice. I mean, we really should have some more ice, right? Hold on, guys.
Wow, this is loud.
And we're back. Like I was saying, the delicious, refreshing sounds of Pepsi.
Dude, I told you, I'm working on something in here. Does anyone even watch this? It's not about the views, Dave.
Jinx, you owe me a Pepsi.
Get out!
All right, fine. I'll leave.
Finally, now for the best part. Pepsi, that's what I like. Nailed it. My subscriber is gonna love this one.
Are you gonna finish that Pepsi?
Spectrum Mobile is now the fastest growing mobile provider in the nation. Growing faster than Verizon and AT&T, and even growing faster than T-Mobile. It's easy to see why. Spectrum delivers the fastest overall speeds and is the most reliable mobile service coast to coast. There are no contracts, added taxes, or fees. Switch and you could save up to 40% and see why Spectrum Mobile is the fastest growing mobile provider. Learn more at SpectrumMobile.com. Based on Q1 2020 subscriber data.
Yeah, we're all busy with important things to do. But don't forget, it's also important to laugh. Laughing keeps you sane. So for your sanity's sake, check out Comedy Now on radio.com.
After college, I moved into my own apartment. It's near where my parents live. It's across the hallway.
Comedy Now plays non-stop stand-up comedy from the best comedians in America.
I'll tell you what place I like on the plane is that little bathroom. It's like your own little apartment on the plane.
Listen to Comedy Now anytime on radio.com, on your desktop, smart speakers, or the free radio.com app.
Welcome to AutoZone. Working on an oil oil change, we can help you get started. Right now, you can get 5 quarts of Mobil 1 synthetic high-mileage motor oil and an STP extended life oil filter for just $31.99. And if you need it fast, you can get it fast your way. Whether it's next-day delivery or free same-day pickup, in-store or curbside. The choice is yours. Getting your job done just got easier. Restrictions and details at AutoZone.com.
The great thing about facts, they're proven. Like the fact that crude oil contains impurities, or that base oil made from natural gas is 99.5% free of impurities, and the fact that Pennzoil is the first synthetic motor oil made from natural gas, not crude oil. It gives you unbeatable engine protection. The proof is in the Pennzoil. Based on Sequence 4A wear test using SAE 5W30. Ask for it at Jiffy Lube.
Think about this little bicycle bell. It may seem small, but it comes from a small business. One of thousands on eBay. Powered by people, millions of people. All over the country, all working to get you exactly what you want. So your little one can safely ride her bike all summer long. That's no small thing. That's everything. Get your thing on eBay.
For muscle pain, body aches, to strains, Blue Emu Maximum Arthritis. It works fast and you won't stink. Its unique formula with emu oil penetrates deep to relieve arthritis pain, sore muscles, joints, and more.
Hi, Harry Glantz for Capital Mortgage Funding. Rates are at historic lows, so what are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE and let our award-winning staff help you save money. What are you waiting for? Call 1-800-LOW-RATE. Capital Mortgage Funding is powered by Fairway Independent Mortgage Corporation, NMLS ID number 2289, Equal Housing Lender.
Do you have an opinion? Of course you do. Call the D Las Vegas 97.1 The Ticket Studio line at 248-539-9797. The D Las Vegas, the home of Detroit sports in Vegas.
Live Tigers baseball is just one day away on 97.1 The Ticket.
All right, before we get to news, we want to tell you that today 81 degrees should be the high, mostly cloudy, slight chance of rain, like 10%. Low tonight 64, tomorrow beautiful day, 84 degrees, mostly sunny. Looks like it's going to be a great weekend as well. Speaking of great, here's Heather.
Hey, you guys. So Governor Whitmer wants America to mask up. Yes, in this interview with the New York Times, Whitmer actually called on the president to institute a federal mask mandate to slow the rise of the coronavirus across the country. So in this piece, she cited Michigan and dozens of other states that have already mandated masks, saying that the order has saved lives and curbed some of the economic fallout that ensued from the lockdowns. The piece was very long. She said a lot of other things as well. And then we also learned this week that Whitmer still remains under consideration to be Joe Biden's running mate. So on Tuesday, Biden also said that Michigan remains incredibly important to the overall presidential race.
I think she has almost the same chance of being Biden's running mate as the Tigers do in the playoffs. And I just think he's going to go with an African-American woman. She does not fit that category, at least both.
No, she does not.
But stranger things have happened.
Just so you know, Stoney, I was just watching Sports Center.
Yeah.
And they went over the odds of winning the AL Central. Mm-hmm. The Tigers are plus 6,000. 6,000.
Yeah, so about $10 will get you 60,000.
I mean, I think it's a good bet.
Yeah,
personally.
Absolutely.
You never know who's going to get COVID.
So in not so shocking news, you guys, Arts Beats and Eats Royal Oaks Labor Day Festival has been canceled due to COVID. But they're saying it doesn't mean that the festival is entirely disappearing. So instead, basically to keep the spirit of the festival going, they're going to sponsor a range of virtual and small-scale live activations. So basically what that means is it's going to be called something different too. It's going to be called The Beats Go On, and there's going to be drive-in concerts and online performances, and it's all planned to raise money for local musicians, which is pretty cool. So they're going to have live drive-in concerts take place from September 4th through the 7th. There's going to be 5 shows per day and room for 50 cars, and the ticket masked, and a black man has to deal with the pressure and isolation that is heightened by his bipolar disorder. She also asked for the public and the media basically to, respect their family and show some compassion.
Look, when you see his actions, especially late, and even early, even a few years ago, it's really no surprise. And look, I don't follow him, religiously, know everything about him, but when he does come up with really outlandish stuff, and then he goes back against that like a week later, it's like, yeah, this seems it fits. And but you're a public figure. Unfortunately, you're going to get ridiculed, even when you have things like that happen.
You are,
And that's
putting your
fine.
life out there.
No, I think a solid job by Kim, right? I mean,
For sure.
I think she probably gets a bad rap for a lot of different things, but that's pretty solid coming out, supporting her husband, as she should. I mean, it's got mental illness is no joke, obviously, and bipolar is no joke either, so good for her.
Yeah. So if fans are allowed at NFL games this season, they will have to wear a mask. And now when it comes to fans at games, the league is leaving it up to teams to make the decision based on local mandates. But every team, if they allow fans, masks are going to be mandatory. And at this point, the Lions actually haven't ruled out hosting fans at Ford Field. The team did issue a statement to their season ticket holders, though, saying that expect to see a reduced capacity. So,
Yeah, I saw
we knew that. I mean, that's, alarming.
Right, I saw Atlanta's going to do that. 15, Georgia's in a hot spot right now. And who knows? Look, they can't do anything unless they get, local government approval first.
Right.
I mean, the league will say, yes, absolutely, more revenue for our teams. Get 15, 20,000. But as you saw all over social media yesterday, I'm sure, Jeff, you saw this as well. Lion fans have been putting masks on for a while. Bags over their heads.
That's true.
And we've been very good at not spreading germs. Yeah, I wore a spacesuit if it meant I got the Like, I'll wear whatever the hell you tell me. Mask. I mean, I'll wear a dress. Whatever you want me to wear, I'll wear. So we have fun.
Alright, so if the Lions are playing a home game, you will wear a dress?
Sure.
Okay.
No problem. You pick it out.
Okay. Great answer, please.
3 in beautiful Imlay City, Michigan.
Jordan Main here from Main Financial Group Wealth Management with today's Main Money Minute. Losing your job, being laid off, and forced into an early retirement is hard enough. We've all been there, especially in this area. But I cannot stress enough that you shouldn't leave your retirement account behind with a former employer. You could be costing yourself tons of money in hidden fees, overexposure to the market, and costs of doing nothing. I've created a special report on strategies to avoid 401k rollover mistakes. Simply go to mfg401k.com today. That's mfg401k.com to get this valuable information. There's absolutely no obligation for this report. Thank you and stay safe, Michigan.
Jordan Main offers investment advisory services through Gradient Advisors LLC 877-885-0508, SEC registered investment advisor. Main Financial Group is not a registered investment advisor and is not an affiliate of Gradient Advisors. Insurance offered through Jordan Main Independent Agent.
Reaching out to a friend about your mental health can feel awkward, which is why it helps to have something to break the ice. You could go for a walk or grab a slice of pizza, and if you're not driving, you could even use this commercial break to text them. See? It was easy. Reach out to a friend about their mental health. Find more ways to help. At SeizeTheAwkward.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council, the Foundation for Suicide Prevention, and the Jeff Foundation.
I've always wanted to learn another language, but every time I try, it never sticks. So I decided to give Babbel a try, and I really like the teaching method of the app. I started with the beginner lesson on Babbel, and it starts with simple words and phrases, and soon you're putting those words into a conversation. Each lesson takes about 10 to 15 minutes, and they're all really different, which keeps things interesting. The app is really smart. It actually keeps track of the words I'm struggling with, so I can practice them and get better. I chose Babbel because it was created by real language teachers. They built it around real life, how people actually communicate, and what they care about. I can't wait to use my new language skills in the real world. Dos cervezas, por favor.
With Babbel, get conversational in Spanish, French, German, and more. It just takes 10 to 15 minutes a day. Now try Babbel free. Just go to Babbel.com and start learning a new language today. That's Babbel.com. Babbel.com. We're all in uncharted territory, looking for ways to support our communities. At Dell Technologies, we're making sure small businesses have the right tech solutions. Dell Technologies advisors are here for you to help small businesses start working remotely with Windows 10 and Microsoft Teams to rapidly deploying remote work solutions that limit upfront costs with Dell Financial Services. We're standing by you every step of the way. Call 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
In uncertain times, you can be certain of this. The Salvation Army is serving those most in need with help and hope. Thanks to your donations, the Salvation Army is helping those affected by COVID-19. Those who've lost wages, who have no home to retreat to, who need food, help with utilities, and most of all, hope to see how you can continue to make a difference. Visit GiveWestwood.org. GiveWestwood.org.
This hour has been feedback brought to you by Michael Bird National Benefit Plans. For affordable life insurance, call 877-734-3200.
In your car, at work, Detroit's smart station. Contributors to the Valenti program. We're going to miss Sully. Sully is really good on social media. Very good. In fact, that's taking the next step into that. But he interacts with players all the time and other folks. But Eric Ebron, this will be his third season away from Detroit, because he had 2 with Indianapolis, and this will be his first year with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I guess there was a video of
extent of, I hope we don't have a season so that way Lions fans won't actually have a losing season.
Right, here's the exact tweet. He said, bash Stafford, the sensitive bums. I love Stafford. You're all getting bums. The reason no one wants to be there. I hope we don't have a season so y'all can finally see a winning one. And Sully responded to Eric Ebron. Eric, we got to stop, man. Just stop going at the fans and ripping them. It's a no win for you. Be better. So then Eric Ebron responded with STFU.
Which means, Stoney, shut the up.
Yes. Stop mentioning me and I'll stop mentioning y'all. Simple, you get back what you dish out. Don't want to know y'all suck every year. Stop mentioning me and, well, y'all will suck. LOL. And then Sully responded back, take your own advice, dude. You weren't even tagged in that original tweet. You don't even play her anymore. So I don't know why you're obsessed with this. Still tweeting Lion fans nonstop and ripping on the team. Just move on. Obviously, Eric Ebron is probably the most despised former athlete, Detroit athlete we've had in the past 10, 15 years, if not more. Would that be correct?
I mean, yeah, but I kind of like the shtick. I'm not going to lie to you. I like that he won't let it go. Brian Chapman, by the way, also has gotten into it with Eric Ebron. In fact, I feel a lot of members of this radio station at some point or another on Twitter has gotten into it with Eric Ebron. And I like it. I dig it. I like that he won't let it go. But yes, I think that's an accurate statement.
So let me ask you this. 248-539-9797 via the ticket text and the telephone. Who is your least favorite Detroit athlete? Or who do you think is the most despised former Detroit athlete, with the exception of Eric Ebron, who we've discussed?
I think it's a good question. Oh, go on.
Mine is just, I don't know, and he was pretty much a good guy from what everybody, has said. And he actually wasn't bad to me or whatever. I just, for some reason, Charlie Villanueva just got under my skin because of the way he played, the contract. And I know he did a lot of great charity work for alopecia, which of course is a disease that he has. And he was nice to a lot of kids. But he just, to me, for some reason, I just could never warm up to Charlie V. And that's the one for me. You?
You know who my least favorite athlete is now? They used to be, I would think, a lot of people's favorite athlete. Verlander. Verlander goes to Houston, and next thing you know, he knows about some cheating scandal. I mean, this is the guy that's constantly whining on social media about steroids and, of course, pitch tipping himself. And then his team is involved in one of the most, if not the most, notorious cheating scandals in baseball history, okay? And he knew about it, and he said nothing about it. And he's supposed to be so high and mighty and so moral, kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Then, of course, he had Anthony Fennick banned, which I don't think was a good look for him either. So I would say, even though I appreciate the moments Verlander gave you, and I think he's one of the greatest, if not the greatest Tigers pitcher in the history of the organization, I think he's kind of a bum, too. So I'll go Verlander.
Wow. But did you ever feel that way when he played here?
No, not really.
Because Ebron, let's be honest, a lot of people didn't like him when he played here. Right?
True.
Yeah.
Very true.
And Charlie V, my disdain for him basically was when he played here, not after he left here, because I don't know if he even played anywhere else. Yeah, he did a little bit after he left. But yeah, but Verlander's a good one. I understand that. But does it supersede all the great things he's done, all the charity work, what do you call his charity, the Warriors one, where
veterans
yes,
Warriors or Warriors for veterans. Yeah, no, listen, he's done a lot of good, and he's been pretty much a model baseball player. And this is a guy that's come back from massive injuries and continues to be good. And I wonder how good he's going to be this year at age like 35. So he's pretty much against the all odds. He's gotten it done. I just, rubbed me the wrong way. You asked for an answer, I gave him my answer.
You gave a good answer. Let's go to Bill in Lincoln Park here on 97.1 The Ticket. Good morning, Bill.
guys. What's going on?
How are you?
Hey, Bill.
Hey.